Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. It is finally time. The Paris Olympics, Paris 2024, is finally underway. The opening ceremony is only scheduled for Friday, but we do have action before then, and we are here on Forever Rugby on Forever Sports because there are sevens to watch, which is going to be very, very cool. Can the Blitzbox win a potential unlikely medal? We'll find out over the next few days. But first up, we've got Australia versus Samoa, which will be the first sevens clash of the tournament. After this, we will have a bit of a break. The first South African game will be at 5:30, which we will be live for. But we are going to be covering all the featured games across Forever Rugby as well as on Forever Sports. So keep your eye out. Basically, if you just jump on this over here and stay with me, you'll be redirected to the various different streams and lots of sevens action coming your way over the next few hours. We've got Argentina versus Kenya after this, followed by Australia versus Kenya, Argentina versus Samoa. This is all Pool B, and then we've got Pool A clashes: Ireland versus South Africa, Japan versus New Zealand. We're also playing against New Zealand tonight, so very excited to see it. Right, so we've got Australia playing in their gold, and they'll be captained by Maloof Nick, whilst Samoa playing in the blue will be captained by Apela Mako Vaya. So Samoa do get things underway, and in a packed-out Stade de France down the left-hand side, it's a good take and a solid work off the kick-off there from Australia, and they look to get things going on the left-hand side there. It was a good take in there by Ben Dowling, and an early penalty here for Samoa, and quickly taken. That's a nice solid carry there coming from the captain. On the left-hand side, now working their way. Takes the contact there, does Tamur Nulivia. Another penalty for Samoa, quickly taken. Long pass out wide. It's a horrible, horrible knock on there. Now, the counter-attack could be on. He's kicked it through and dived on the ball. There has Corey Toole. Ball comes back and flung to the right-hand side. Maurice long bottom. Solid work that being done from Nick Maloof, the captain. Now, a bit of space, bit of structure here for Australia. Still inside their own half. Stade de France field, by the way, looking absolutely gorgeous. Now, a bit of space. And clean grab. Oh, that's a great tackle to reel in Nathan Lawson. And the ball's gone out. I think it will be a Samoa ball. What a tackle that is. Now, in fact, it will be Australia ball, but I think there could potentially be a knock-on over here. Really good work there. This is a fantastic tackle coming in. Good pace there from Steve Onosai. Reeling in, Lawson making the tackle, and the ball bundling up. But as I said, that pitch over at Stade de France looking absolutely spectacular. This will be the venue for the sevens up until I think it's next week Tuesday when the women's sevens finish, and then we will see the athletics then take over the Stade de France. I've been to the stadium, watched the game. It's absolutely phenomenal, world-class stadium, and apparently sold out. So expected to be very full tonight. It looks still pretty full already. But obviously, with this being at 3:30, we'll see more people filter into it as the day goes by. Australia back on the front foot now. Still scoreless here after in the first half. We don't actually have a clock to see exactly how long. It's on the intercept try. Oh my goodness, that's brilliant for Samoa. Moto Opatai is going to go over. He looks back to see if anyone's chasing. Nobody is. And he'll, I think, wait a little bit before dotting down. Against the run of play here, Samoa, after their early momentum, they're going to have the first try, and eventually he does dot down. Well, it's a bit of a disaster for Australia. Being the fact that there are Samoa, and after 2 minutes, we finally have our first points on the board. Long pass, desperate pass, pretty poor pass in the end, actually, really, from Nathan Lawson. Very easily read by Moto Opatai, and over he goes. Well, that's a nice little start for Samoa. Now, this is, I mean, it's an interesting thing, having the likes of rugby, because it brings in contention countries like a Fiji, Samoa, not necessarily known as the Olympic giants, but I mean, a Fiji will very much be one of the favourites for an Olympic gold, especially in the men's section. That's another good take and penalty actually for being taken out in the air there against Ben Dowling. Now, Australia looking to counter. This is Lawson. On the left hand side, good pace there coming from Corey Toole. Inside ball to Lawson. little bit of loose, and a bit of a fumble, and lost forward, and now the counter-attack is Lamolo Lamilo. Now on the left-hand side, has he got the pace? Not quite. Drops the shoulder, good pass back inside, and he loses it forward, does Lamolo. Very nice physicality on display by Tuana Nulavia. Yeah, nice bit of physicality. The ball back inside. It was a good tackle coming in actually from Nathan Lawson to put pressure. I think actually might have been Ben Darling on the Samoa number 7. Nice Olympic jersey actually, this from Samoa. And if you've seen the Blitzbox jersey, by the way, if you're a South African fan, looking a lot better than we have seen in previous Olympics, where the Olympic jersey has not been fantastic. Long bottom with ball in hand, you're about to feed the scrum. 4 minutes in, and yeah, it's frustrating. I just noticed that now there's actually no on-field clock on the actual score on the scoreboard on the stream, which is a bit frustrating, but. Right, now, carried up well by Ben Darling. Now on the left-hand side, building from inside their own half. Good pick up that from long bottom. Looks to try and change the angle. Not a great pass, but hammered back. Good tackle there from Moto Opatsai, the try scorer, and almost turning the ball over, but legally so. Penalty for Australia. So an opportunity here for Australia with the penalty. They'll look for touch. Won't progress particularly far. Finds touch. Still inside their own half here, Australia. Stade de France decked out in the Paris 2024 colours. That's sort of kind of like a sort of a bluey mauve type of colours. Not the strongest colours, but not looking bad. Just nicely, and that's a nice touch actually. The referee with a name on the back there, Rosier. We've got 2 balls on the pitch, so that'll just be removed very quickly. You can see all the countries at the top there from all the various different nations taking part in the Olympics. Fun fact, the opening ceremony will not actually take place in Stade de France, which is the norm. The first Olympic ceremony that'll take place outside the main stadium. And that'll take place on the Seine on Friday evening at 7:30 South African time when it starts. Right, there we go, down the right side. Roach goes inside. Gets the offload away. Now comes back to Lombard, looking for options. Samoan defense a little bit fractured at the moment. Pops it up towards Toole. Toole looking for space. In long pass out towards Lawson. And he goes directly to Hutchinson. Oh, jeepers me. That's a massive hit coming from Paul Scanlon. Hutchinson's hammered in the tackle. And I think they've conceded the penalty, as well have Australia, just for to really rub it in. Look at this tackle though. Bang! Right there by the chest. Huge hit coming from the Samoa number 10. Then straight over the ball. Hutchinson penalised for holding on. And Samoa come away with it. And they'll be able to kick themselves into Australian territory as we near the end of the first half. And now another penalty for Samoa, just on the halfway line. Now Samoa, Australia change of possession. Now Lawson cuts back inside, pops it up towards. That's a really good line being run there. Inside ball comes to Hutchinson. Hutchinson gets away from one. Hutchinson's going to go over under the poles here. Australia will hit back just before half time. An important time to score. Heartbreak that from Samoa, who would have really liked to have gone to half time with that 7-0 lead. But Australia do hit back. It will probably be level at half time. Good work this year. You can just see the Samoan defense has just been a little bit pedestrian in the last few minutes. Bang, that inside ball they're sucking into. And then the change of angle, you have Hutchinson. Bang, bursts through the tackle of Moto Opatsai, the try scorer. Not his best effort. And they've been made to pay here. That'll be the final play of the half. So Lawson adds, so in fact, I think it's actually Dietrich Roach who adds the extra, is in the white scrum cap. Now, very big player for Australia, not starting, coming off the bench, is the superstar Mark Nawangani Tawase, who has hung up his Rugby 15s jersey, Rugby Union 15s jersey. He'll be moving to Rugby League next season, but is trying to make a name for himself in the Olympics by making himself available, and has been picked and coming off the bench in probably very shortly. I reckon you'll see quite a lot of him. Very talented player is Mark Mwanganitawase. Massive loss that for the Wallabies, but their loss is the Australia Sevens gains, and they are level with points at half-time. Reminder, after this, we'll be moving to a Forever Rugby for the live stream of Kenya versus Argentina. That's starting at 4 o'clock. Argentina, one of the favourites, really, for the Olympic gold. Very interesting Olympics, because you've got a Fijian side which has not been as dominant as it has been previously. You've got a French side which sports Antoine Dupont. They've won their first ever series event earlier this season. You've then got the likes of a New Zealand, obviously always in contention. South Africa not really considered a medal of hope because of how bad their season have been. But if you look at the pedigree in that South African side, you know, write them off at your own peril. Argentina have been a really solid side when it comes to sevens. The big thing at the moment, though, is the Pool A, which is Ireland, New Zealand, Japan, and South Africa. So important for South Africa to get a win off the bat today, and then try and get a win against New Zealand. 2 wins would be enough to get into the quarterfinals. And once you win a quarterfinal, you know, you then need one more win either in the semi-final, the third and fourth, to get that medal. So you've got to get through past the quarterfinals to make yourself a medal contender. So that's going to come up in a little bit later. But until then, we've got Australia versus Samoa. If we look at the stats over there, not much really to speak about so far. But the tries coming from Motu Akwatai, we've been Paul Scanlon, then added the extras, and then we had Henry Hutchinson going over with Dietrich Roach adding the extras. So as we start the second half, it will be 7 points apiece over at Stade de France. And Roach got ball in hand and decides to go down the right-hand side. He's put too much on that, I think, but almost thrown back inside. And it will be a scrum, well, a free kick actually on the halfway line. If you kick it directly to touch the sevens, it is a scrum at the halfway line. So an early mistake that from him, not ideal. Right, so we start with the scrum over here. It will be Australia ball on the Samoa ball on the halfway line. All right, finally, I also have a working clock, which wasn't happening in the first half. So our scoreboard is back, 6 minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock itself. Unfortunately, the clocks provided by the data providers only count up, for example, and don't do it for each division. So basically up to 12, up to 14 rather, is when the clock will stop. Now good opportunity there down the right and left side goes Samoa. Ball available. Now working on the right hand side, bit of space if they want to use it. Not too many numbers here, Samoa. Goes direct, good offload. And Noah Villavia almost gets through, gets the ball, and decides to hold on to it. Just for options, and coming around the corner is the captain, Vai Apolo Maliko. Now on the left-hand side they go. Long pass out wide to Steve on the side. And he pops it up to Paul Scanlon. 2 points in the match to his name so far. Under a bit of pressure. Needs to get back into a bit of support here, does on the side. Inside. Good tackle that. And it's almost been knocked on in the turnover, but back towards Samoa. Puts the pedal to metal. It doesn't quite have the pace there, does Ta Nuolovia. And then conceding the penalty for holding them on the ground. So penalty for Australia. Deep inside their own half. On the left-hand side, inside the 22. Not really too many subs so far. So we might start seeing a couple more of that coming up in the next few minutes. The only replacement so far is that Maurice Longbottom went up early to someone Matthew Gonzalez. But no subs so far in the second. Oh, there we go. Now we've got a sub. So that is Corey Toole, who comes off for Australia. Meanwhile, for Samoa, 5-4 Falaniko is coming back on. Just trying to work out he's come on for Australia. And the replacement is Lamilo. Lamilo is coming off for Samoa. Still waiting to see exactly he's coming off for Australia. Or sorry, he's come off and come on rather. Get there in the end. Right, building some on the side of the own 22 here, Australia. Out on the right hand side, back at the side. It's good work just here from Samoan defense. And there's Turner who's just come on, by the way. James Turner, good with ball in hand. Winning another penalty. Gonzalez wants to go quickly. And does. Long pass out wide from Roach. Bit of a 2-on-1 situation here. Has he got the pace on the left-hand side? Pumping hard. He is going to have the pace. Really, really good work that by Nathan Lawson. And he's going to cut inside, try and make sure that the conversion is a bit easier. Australia really staying into the game now. They've got their second try. The posts go green. And Australia take the lead for the first time in the match. No issue there from the Roach with the conversion. So 14 points to 7. Lawson, the man that went over. It was good work there across that Australian side. Right, restarts. Less than 2 minutes on the clock here. Samoa needs to try and respond. You want to try and stay in the middle of hopes. You've got to try and make sure you win you got to win at least 2 group games, basically, is the player. That gets you into the quarterfinals. After that, you win 1. And once you get to the semis, you get 2 goes in the middle. If you win a semi-final, you're guaranteed at least a silver. And if you lose a semi-final, you get another go to have potential to bronze. And a lot of pressure being put on Samoa here by Australia inside their own 22. Comes through and concedes a penalty to Hutchinson. A little bit over-eager there. So a bit of time now for Samoa to build from inside their own half. And they find touch just short of the halfway line. Yeah, do some more. Scanning in there, blocking out the instructions. The Samoa number 10. And it's number 8 for Samoa. Neolio Letafia. And ball comes back to Letafia. He throws it back inside. And 50-50 ball. In fact, it's come back the Australian way. Then the ball's been thrown out. A lot of pressure. Now the long pass out wide. On the bounce. Bounce towards Samoa, but can't be picked up. Knock on advantage for Australia. Goes back to Turner. Long pass down the right-hand side. No, that's a very good work. This is the one to watch here. Henry Patterson here for Australia. Player of the year for Australia is now on the left-hand side. Goes Turner to Lawson. He's got Roach outside him. Roach steps inside. Gets away from one. Still going as Roach. Eventually gets brought down. Ball pops up for Turner. Recycled on the right-hand side. Running the hands. It does fall back towards Patterson. Patterson got Henry Hutchinson. The try score. Balls in one. Goes to Hutchinson. Hutchinson goes around the corner. That'll be the game. Really good work there from Patterson to just draw a couple of defenders inside before popping it up to Hutchinson, who then had nobody in front of him. He goes over, scores the second of the match. Australia go to 90 points to 7, which one will imagine will probably be an unassailable lead against Samoa. So good start, early start here from the Australians, who didn't start particularly well in the game. Grown into it, though, got a bit more accurate. And so very nicely worked, tried to end off things. Yeah, it's really good work. Very, very good work that from Australia. Conversion to come, which should be pretty straightforward as well. And after going behind early, Australia have really got into this game and started to show why they are potentially a dark horse, really, I think, for a medal. Not a bad side of Australia. Never been a dominant force in sevens, but they've got good players. And I said, if you can get like a Mark Nongani Tuase really into it, we haven't really seen him in so far this game, but I think he could be an absolute revelation this Olympics. The clock has, however, gone into the red, which means this will be the final play. Samoa basically just playing for their pride here. If they want to have a go, points difference as well, potentially on the cards if they were to win the other 2 games. And that's nice, really lineman, well tackled in the end there, and ball available. Pick up and go, and almost through the middle, is through the middle. Needs to support you, does the captain. Now going back inside here goes Letofia. Now a bit of space on the right hand side. Surely this will be a try. Very flat pass here. Drawn pass. As he got the pace, comes back inside, gets away from 2, gets away. He'll go over. Brilliant work that from 5-4 from Nico. Samoa will have the last laugh, but Australia will take the game. And an important try, maybe from a points difference point of view, keeps them only 7 points behind. So an important try potentially for Samoa. They'll be frustrated. I think this game was actually winnable. They've not looked terrible. Very flat pass there. Spider Can just picking up how flat it was. Nwangini Swasa, as mentioned, somebody who I really rate, actually missing the tackle there. But a good work there from Samoa, and conversion to come. And that'll bring an end to our first sevens game of the tournament. Samoa 14, Australia 21. Brilliant work that from the Australians. Samoa weren't bad. And Pool B is off to an interesting start. Argentina and Kenya, the other 2 teams. So Samoa will back themselves against Kenya, and they'll have to do a job against Argentina unless Australia were to lose both their games. Kenya are not a team that you want to underestimate. So it's going to be an interesting one to see. Right, we're going to sort of end up there. We're going to send you across to that stream, which is happening over on Forever Rugby. So please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Lots more sevens coverage coming on the rugby channels, as well as in general. We'll be doing a lot more sevens, Olympic coverage from a South African perspective as well. Announcement on that coming on the channel a bit later. Smash like.